has things like that. Oops. Right. Oh wait, not right. I'm not going to do anything about that for a while. I've been to all the armor shops, right? Have I? I need to rewatch my play. I have been. I think. So I can't sell those until I get to Moment. Which means, in all likelihood, I'm going to have to drop a few things. Okay, time for some Mystic Key shenanigans. And then I'm going to go to bed. Well, let's do the easy one first, because it's right here. There are some stuff in Corneria Castle. I don't remember how to get to the key room. I think I just walk right around. Maybe I can show off that invisible person. Maybe. I forget whether it's actually possible to see them or not. So there's a fun thing you can do. You can check every door in the game by going in front of it, and you'll see that it's locked. But from now on, I can just walk through them, so... No, you can't see the person. Alright. I'm in the treasure rooms. Trying to get treasure. Why did I draw attention to the fact that I'm in the treasure room? Got some TNT. I need to discard something. I'll just get rid of gloves because they've got a crappy sell value. Iron shield, that also has a crappy sell value. Okay, nothing too impressive there. That rule about visiting shops more than once. It'd be nice to be able to sell the things I get. We're going to walk to the Temple of Fiends to get some powerful swords. It'll be worth it. Well, it'll be worth it in terms of the damage I take. Arguably the time. Maybe not in terms of time. Gotta fight all these stupid imps. So imps have 8 HP. In this game, you know, it's not unreasonable that your first level characters, when you're outside of the first town, can't do 8 damage. Not consistently, anyway. I always thought it was kind of funny. Imps reappear with kind of similar sprites even in Final Fantasy IV, which was the second Final Fantasy game I played because it was the second one released in North America, and I was pretty young at the time. Imps in Final Fantasy IV on Super Nintendo had 6 HP. I remember a friend drawing attention to it, like, imps even got weaker since the first game. We thought there was some kind of continuity, I think, before we really got to know the games. It was funny that imps had 6 HP in Final Fantasy IV, because in that game it was nearly impossible to do that little damage. Your starting characters were doing over 100 on a regular basis at the beginning of the game. I always thought it was funny that they made them so incredibly weak. They later revised that, I think, for the DS version, but nearly everything about that game was revised for the DS version. It wasn't a bad version or anything, it was exciting that they did a DS version. But mechanically it was very different. Imps are, of course, called goblins in the Japanese version and the newer games. I'm not sure why they went with imp. Character restrictions, save some memory. You would think an imp would be a little stronger, right? I think after Final Fantasy, the next game I might have played that had an imp appear legitimately, may have been Doom. These are not similar to the imps from Doom. Although with the sprite detail in this game you can barely tell. I picture them wearing funny hats. You can pretty much clearly see they have horns, and that the thing in their left hand is a knife. It's an okay sprite, I guess. For FF1, the imp sprite is okay. I forget where I was going, but I think I got it all. And again, I'm thinking of the spirit of the challenge, so I hope no one gets too particular if I miss one freaking tile of forest. And if you draw that to my attention, I'm going to tell you to give it a try. That's my big threat. My killing in this particular fight is one of those ones where I'm striving for symmetry. I want to kill the top enemies and the bottom enemies so that I have a single row in the middle. That way I can hit them with techs like Air Slash, Flame Toss. Wouldn't that be cool? FF1 Remix. Square's more open to that kind of thing lately. Yeah, let's just do them all. Runesword. Runesword, as I was saying, it's more powerful than anything I have now. I should equip it. Well... I had an extra short sword. Why didn't I put that on the red mage earlier? A bit of a dumb move. Whatever. Mars is okay. We weren't in any danger, certainly. You're gonna see. One thing I like about the rune sword that we don't really talk about, the rune sword does have advantages, especially for a thief, but in my opinion, it's got a badass little 8-bit sprite. It's got this cool purple color, it's got this big sprite that looks like it's got a wide blade with kind of like a chip out of it. Like it's actually an old relic of a weapon. I like the rune sword weapon sprite. That's a win. These are gargoyles that I'll be fighting twice. Let's watch that rune sword sprite again. No, not you. Wood. There we go. See? Looks cool. You get to see it for like a couple frames every time he attacks. It's very exciting. Nice sprite rune sword. Now we've got the Were Sword. Were Sword's more or less the same thing. It's got slightly lower critical rate, and it is green in appearance. It's about we get to see the Were Sword in action here. Where? On your screen. Look at that, that's actually significant damage. Using my two new Mystic Swords, or Thief Weapons, I just cleared that not trivial for my level encounter in one round. That's kind of cool. I love finishing an encounter in one round. What games reward that? We got Robo-Trek, sort of. Anyone know Robo-Trek? A game where you can pick up these bonus capsules around the battlefield, and if you finish it in a certain amount of time, you get bonus experience and such. FF10 had the Overkill reward, which is something, you know, if it was in other games, I would do it in other games. But there is some game out there that rewards finishing battles really quickly, right? Maybe not. I can't think of it. But I love finishing a battle on the first turn, especially in a turn-based RPG. Nice damage, gentlemen. Your effectiveness has increased. It has been noted. You are all due for a raise. you do for a raise? No, not really. Well, wood is nearly coming up to a raise. Mars is a couple levels out from getting 2 hits, which is still effective. Your damage is based mostly on your weapon, a little bit on your strength statistic, except for monks. So you find that when you get that extra hit, it makes a massive, massive difference. Mars can hit, like, fighters always get a strength bonus, but it adds up pretty slowly. Red mages can hit about as hard as fighters, at least in the early game. The difference isn't enormous. I guess it ends up being, at level 1, at something like 5 points. 5 points is pretty big. I think my team just might have got a lot better. I do believe I covered off that whole forest, and if I didn't, I don't care. You can suck it, Goat Fishman. Note, I find Goat Fishman perfectly pleasant. I don't want him to suck it for any reason other than he told me to walk through every tile of the forest. And I am now saying his name every time as if it were a profession, like a fireman or a fisherman. You know, there are some words where you say it that way and some where you don't. When you say garbage man, you pretty much say garbage man. Probably very few people think about this on a regular basis. And now, if anyone is hearing me say these things, they're saying, what the hell is this guy talking about, and who cares? I don't even know if that story that fueled that comment was something audible in my streams, because the audio was so bad in the first couple episodes. I was telling a story about being at a Halloween party and as a Lego man, and there was someone who said something about, you're dressed up as a freaking Lego man. Lego man. And so, when you say it a certain way, it sounds more like a profession than a Lego man. Like a fireman. You say fireman, not fireman. At least where I'm from. I say certain words funnier, so I've heard. Back in the early days of having distant friends with different accents, and I'm from somewhere generic, but I remember distinctly having a friend without a strong Texas accent, but he was a friend from Texas, and that friend used to tell me I say the word been wrong, as in I have been outside, I have been somewhere, and he says I say been, and I guess that's true, and I hear people say been, but bin is a different word, and it's spelled very differently. Like, the word bean is supposed to be the word bean. It's not like you're going to confuse it with a bean you eat or something, so why not say it the way it's obviously phonetically supposed to be said? Which is a stupid thing to say to any English speaker, really, because we pronounce so many words so wrong. Ironically, one of those words is right, because of course we should be saying rigget. You canigget. The English language is a pretty broken language. I feel like there are a lot of qualified people who could fix it, make a really good written language based on the way we talk, that we could probably adapt really easily, except that now there's so many people using things in so many ways, and the longer we wait, the harder it is to fix. Like time zones. I don't get time zones, and I think that they cause inconvenience and confusion, but fixing them would be more problematic than not fixing them. Okay, the dwarves do not appreciate nature enough. So I need to touch every tile of forest twice. Because this is something that makes sense. For Wood, the fighter. Because he strongly appreciates nature. Which means, by the way, if you don't know what I'm doing or what I'm talking about, I'm near the Dwarf Cave. So, one of my challenge things is that I need to touch every tile of forest when I enter a forest. I need to appreciate nature. Because I'm coming up to the Dwarf Cave, the dwarves don't appreciate nature enough at all. So I need to walk through every tile of forest twice. And as a means of justifying this, I happen to have a tree-hugging character named Wood. And Wood says, "Come on, Tick and Bars and Luke's corpse. Let's check out some trees." I don't have any idea which ones I've walked through already. Okay, this will be easier now. Boy, those new swords make a huge difference. It's nice. That rune sword doesn't disappoint with its awesome sprite and its ogre quilitude. Those weapons are supposed to have, according to documentation of this game, a bonus effect that makes them specially effective against specific groups of monsters. In the rune sword's case, it is supposed to be effective against evil or magical monsters, but that effect was never programmed properly. My understanding of the development of Final Fantasy I as it existed 25 years ago? 35 years? Some long period of time. It was more or less coded by one dude named something like Nasir Gabrelli, I believe. And he coded a lot of Square properties, actually. Interestingly, another one of the ones that he worked on, and he's got a little Easter egg with his name on it in that game, is Secret of Mana. Secret of Mana also has weapons with special effects designed to hurt special monster groups better than others. And the effect is also bugged in Secret of Mana and has no effect at all. The special swords in this game still end up being useful, but their intended effect doesn't work. It would be cool if it did. It would add a little bit of flavor. The bonus wasn't too substantial. It was some kind of hit rate bonus against the specified enemy type. So the were sword that Tick is wielding right now is, well, I thought it was green. It turns out it's purple. What do I even know? Oh, that was a mistake. Let's watch Tick's sword. Tick, do something. No, not you. Tick. Yeah, purple. Huh. I mean, I know the dragon sword is green, but I think I thought that the were sword was also green. I need to shut up. I'm not the expert on this game I thought I was. I don't even know the colors of each weapon. Anyway, the bonus wasn't going to be hugely substantial, but still helpful. The bonus was going to be a hit rate bonus as well as a damage bonus. That would be 4 damage on every hit. It would add up. It would help overcome highly armored enemies, but not an enormous difference. 4 points on a weapon is pretty big. These weapons all have 18 and 19 damage, so with the bonus, they would be competitive with the silver sword, which I can buy in a store. It sounds like Nasir Gabrelli, from what I know about him, if I recalled and said his name correctly, was pretty much a genius for this kind of programming. I don't know what he does now or what he did since, but he did work on other Square properties. And it is funny that more or less the exact same error exists in Secret of Mana. Sometimes funny errors just get through the cracks and they don't emerge in playtesting. And there's other funny ones like the evade thing in Final Fantasy VI and the useless magic defense stat in Final Fantasy VII is a big one. It seems so huge, and fixing the bug can really affect gameplay. But no one notices in playtesting. Can't blame them. How would I notice 4 extra points here? It's not like I'm actually calculating the damage every time. They might not have known in the days when Final Fantasy I was made, they probably didn't, that anyone was going to be analyzing this game on any kind of level close to how it's worked out. They pretty much thought they weren't going to even... The legend goes that this was a do-or-die game, that the company was going under if the game didn't succeed. I don't want those 2 to be close. I've got, what, 3 pure potions left? Oh yeah, and he's in the front now. That is a slight disadvantage, because an ogre will be able to do significant damage to Mars. If Mars dies, I think I might not revive him. It was a mistake to revive him and leave Luki dead. I could let someone else die. In fact, maybe I will if I just keep them poisoned. We'll see. I'd rather if Luki were alive. I don't particularly need Mars to die, but I would like Luki to be alive. I've made a mistake here. That was a good opportunity to cure the poison, and I didn't. And I'm going to be walking through a cave, so I'm going to try and fix it. Okay, here we go. Oh, I have 6 pure potions. Nice. Poison's fixed. Mars is in the front and weak. I am prepared to let him die. No special rules about treasure chests as far as I recall, which I'm glad about. I don't really need to talk to any of the dwarves except one. Well, I'll probably want to talk to that guy later, but not now. Which I noticed when I talk to him later. I will in fact have to walk through every tile of the forest twice again, but whatevs. This guy down here is Narek. I've been making my rounds through the Square Soft internet communities for a long time now, and it's a funny thing, but I remember distinctly there was, in the days of the early video game remixing communities, there were people looking for cool names related to the games they were playing. And I remember the guy who was really happy to finally find out that, oh, there's a character named Narek and it's kind of obscure. What a great thing to name myself after. Oh, that's stupid. Dragon Sword is good. Another silver knife. Oh, great. These guys love helmets. silver armor actually is a borderline an upgrade for Mars. Mars' stats now: absorb 17, evade 45. 17, 45. Okay, an upgrade. A legit upgrade. Right? Yeah. I see no reason not to stick with that. So right now, Mars is wearing armor, gloves, and a cap. Those give minor absorb bonuses, but they're there. They're actually useful. He can, in fact, get a shield later on. There's exactly one shield he's capable of using, or maybe it's better to call it a shield slot item. I'm a little concerned about whether I want to go for it early or not, because I'm only allowed to access shops once. I've already been throwing out some stuff. I might even want to leave the slot open. Not sure. I'm not being pressured into any hard decisions right now, though, so... I'm going to get back to town, and then I'm going to be done for today. Now where someone will have a green sword. Who did I give that to? Tick? Yeah, Tick. Tick has the dragon sword. Tick was a character, a friend's character in a game that was originally D&D 3.5 and then Pathfinder. I mentioned that earlier. So I chose the name. He was a rogue who took levels in Assassin in 3.5 and Slayer in Pathfinder. We kind of did some adaptations there. But basically a rogue designed around the idea of killing people. And he kills people a lot. And so I brought him into this kind of thinking the rules are a little bit obsessed with death. So is he. Yeah, he'll see that we follow those rules. But thinking of Tick, nice. I did, in fact, it was one of my first custom magic weapons for a game of that sort, at least, was something called the Boreal Blade, and it was a sword that was extra effective in forests. I always pictured it being a green sword. I don't know if I ever even said it was a green sword, but I just pictured it being a green sword because it was the Boreal Blade. Now that we're in Pathfinder, and crafting magic items is much easier in Pathfinder than in D&D 3.5, and certainly newer editions, he went ahead and enchanted it also with a light fire damage. The flaming... what was it called? Flaming? Yeah, flaming enchantment. So it has additional effectiveness in forests, and it deals fire damage. He has named the Boreal Blade, renamed to the Forest Fire, which I think is super cool. He has a sword called Forest Fire. And then he enchanted one with additional electric damage and additional cold damage, which is kind of silly, but that's what he went with. And he called it Snowstorm. So he is dual-wielding Snowstorm and Forest Fire. You know, it occurs to me that with the kind of walking algorithm I've been using, I might not have been touching every square twice. I don't care. I care a little bit. I want to do it, I'm intending to do it, but if I don't do it, I am not going to say that it has invalidated the challenge. Anyone who points that out, you should be sucking it right now. You should just be sucking it. You need to not be concerned about this. You need to go and find true love instead. If you are pointing out that I'm not walking through every tile of forest twice right now, You should really be focusing on the search for true love. Like that one. See, I was going to miss that one. At least the second time. I like the walking through it once. Walking through it twice is awkward. Don't know why I agreed to this crap. Anyway, go find true love. I'm married. You can see pictures of my kids. I have good kids. Went skating with my son. My son recently turned 4. I was talking about his birthday party in a previous cast. He's not very good at skating yet, but he sure has fun. He's a little bit into video games. He's just 4. I didn't play video... Well, I guess I did play video games when I was 4. I had an older brother who had an Atari 2600, and I have fond memories of that, frankly, so... But he and I play games sometimes. We play Super Mario Maker. Pretty much, we have a bit of a Friday night routine, frankly. His brother goes to bed between 7 and 7:30, and he and I play Mario Maker until he passes out on the couch. It's nice. I like playing games with my son. Anyways, I didn't get married and have a son because I was counting how many forest tiles someone was walking through on the internet. I think this will be the battle where Mars dies, and Loki will come back. Yeah. Really though, I should probably consider letting one of the fighters go for a bit, but they're gonna carry the team, so... I don't know. Okay, now what do I do? I'm not sure. I have so many things to sell. I never did buy weapons in Elfland, and I can go and get silver swords. And I have lots of money. I'm gonna do that. I went to the Elfland armor store, right? Hold reset while you turn the power off. I used to do that. Then I stopped doing that and nothing changed. I still don't really understand it. I know many of the older games said to hold reset while you turn the power off. From like an electronics understanding point of view, I still don't get it. I thought the power was cut the same way with the reset button on those systems. We're gonna buy silver swords, it's gonna be great. Do. Entering Elfland weapon shop. Selling things. We're going for it. I like the rune sword, but it's no silver sword. Oh, you know what I should have done, what was stupid is... can't believe I keep forgetting these things. I should have gone to the Astos' castle. I should sell all of these, right? Astos' castle at least has 2 weapons. One of which... neither of which is useful to me, but both can sell for money. One of them is a lot of money. Well, I guess I'll keep him with his wear sword. It would have been a lot smarter to sell the wear sword and keep the rune sword, like a lot smarter. Because wear sword's worth more money and isn't as good. But it'd be kind of dumb to keep the short sword, even though these 3 are unlikely to be alive at the same time. I just left and I didn't buy silver swords. Mulligan? So if I want to play this legit now, I'm banned from buying weapons. I'm gonna play it legit. I made a mistake. I made a big mistake. I'll still be able to get a silver sword in Crescent Lake. But fighting through the forests around Crescent Lake will be awful. Unless I get weapons beforehand. And I can. So, I made a mistake. I made a big mistake. And I've got a plan to fix it. Oh man, that sucks. I'm gonna buy some pure potions. Gonna need them. What kind of level 3 black magic do I want? Level 3 black magic includes Heal, which is not very good, Cure 2, which is more significant, Harm 2, which I can't learn, so I think I want Fire 2 and Lit 2. I can't believe I did that. That was a big problem. I have lots of money. This is me buying a lot of pure potions. I didn't set up any turbo or anything like that, so I'm just gonna buy a lot of heal potions. I have the money for it, I may as well fill up my inventory, right? It goes a lot faster this way. And we don't have to listen to the shop music. When you sit there buying 99 heal potions, you really get sick of the shop music. And this is the only way to buy 99 heal potions in the original game, and it's a fairly common practice to buy 99 heal potions. So, this is something that hacks and new versions have definitely optimized, and something we just kind of suffer through for retro charm when we're playing the original version. And now we're not fast forwarding. I want enough cure potions to last me the rest of the game if I can manage it. I love the way the music cuts in and out as you buy things, because the essential pointer noise is overriding the music, one of the music channels. I want a couple of these because it'll happen when I'm not expecting it. And I don't have a ton to spend money on in the near future. Unless I want to load up on magic, but I mean, my red mage has basically been dead for most of the game. Doesn't even have 3rd level spells yet. And I think as much as possible, I am going to not buy level 1 and level 3 white magic until class change, so I can get those spells for Tick and for Wood. Because they can use cure spells outside of battle. Please don't get poisoned. Please don't get poisoned. Alright. Wood is not going to be a very good fighter without a weapon. He's using his bare hands, and he doesn't have the same level of proficiency as Lukey. He's still got lots of good armor. What am I doing? Whatever. I clarified this earlier in the run, but for that thing about forests around Elfland, I'm treating everything within walking range of Elfland as around Elfland. If I have to get in a boat or a canoe, I would say I'm no longer around Elfland. Well, look at that. Wood just killed a wolf with his bare hands. I've never done that, personally. Wowee. I'm gonna keep him without a weapon. When I was new to Final Fantasy I, there was a time when I was like, why is my Black Mage using a crappy staff? I'm gonna give him a hammer instead. And we tried giving him the hammer, me and a friend I was playing with. And we noticed there was no E, but we tried it anyway. And the Black Mage started doing pretty good damage, and we were like, this is awesome. Black Mage with a hammer. Why doesn't the hammer show up? Whatever. These chests all have spiked squares in front of them, designed to make this room awkward. I'm gonna just avoid them for the sake of getting to weapons more easily. So I got a falcon, a power staff, and something. And since I don't remember what that something is, we're gonna gamble that we want it. Oh, that's actually useful. I threw out an iron helmet earlier, it occurs to me. That was foolish. I'm not doing my best play today. I'm just not. Wow. So with the Falcon, we get 29 and 47. And with the Power Staff, we get not as good. I'm not surprised. Should I be surprised? Can Mars equip the Power Staff? No. That's fine. Mars is dead. 2947. You know, it's not abysmal. In fact, it's usable. So I could go to the Marsh Cave, but I'm not gonna find anything better than that. So I think the next thing to do is going to be go to Crescent Lake and get the goddamn silver swords. I did some silly things today. There is a really good, well, arguably really good, there's a piece of armor in the next city, Melmond. It's called Steel Armor. It's got incredibly high absorb, but it's really expensive. It is a big upgrade for fighters, but it's probably more than is necessary for me. I think I'm going to skip it. And I think in doing so, I'm going to be skipping the Melmond Armor Shop. But, you know, I think I might get a couple things at the Crescent Lake Armor Shop. So I think I'm going to do my shopping in Crescent Lake. I think I'm going to have to add a highlight for the part where I sold all my swords and then left the store before buying new swords. That's pretty amazing. Amazing in a bad way. I'm just looking at my list of rules, thinking about how I haven't even got to the complicated part yet. I've done so many stupid things, especially today. I mean, it's gone well, but it was stupid. I'm just going to save in Coneria to make sure it's saved properly. And then I'm gonna be done for today. I'm interested to hear people's comments on this one, I gotta say. I say I'm gonna do things in the spirit of the run, and that I don't care if I don't touch every forest tile, but I walked out of that shop. I'm not gonna act like I didn't walk out of that shop, so everything's gonna be salvaged. Long term, everything's gonna be fine. I was just really looking forward to the silver swords. Anyway. That's all we're going to do today. Thanks.